Hello and welcome to the Gothic Unicorn. Today I'm getting back into my 1/48 scale build and hopefully I'm going to make some good progress on that. Now the current 1/48 scale project is the Last Breath In by Petite Properties, and I have renamed it the Boar's Head. This is a bit of a private joke on my part, but you may get it, you may not, but it's called the Boar's Head anyway. And so far we have completed the basic interior decoration and obviously the exterior. So I'm going to be working inside now because that's where I need to be, and I've done quite a bit of work on furnishings for the actual bar, which is my ground floor room, but I need to finish it off. Now I don't think I need any more furnishings because I have been making some off camera, finishing things off and that kind of thing. It's only a little bit, a couple of stools and another table. But I need to put the doors in and then I can start putting some of the furniture actually into place. So that's what my first job today is fitting the doors in the bar. So I'm going to move this out of the way. I'm going to pop the front back on for a minute, put it over there, and we will have a look at the door kit that we're using. Now for this property I've gone with the Georgian panelled doors. And yeah, the doors for the 1/48 scale buildings are really quite straightforward, and I have shown how you make them before, but I will just go over it. But I'm going to unpack the kit and then I'll come back to you. In the kit you get all the pieces to make a double-sided door, so you could fit it into an actual door opening. You would have to cut the top and one of the sides to make the door open, but you can make a double-sided door, and basically the pieces stack up to give you a 6-panelled Georgian style door. Now I had to be very careful taking everything out of the bag, because you might be able to see in there still are some tiny little beads to make a door handle. I'm leaving them in there because they're a nightmare. Now I'm putting these on the back of my property to make it look like there is more rooms that you can't see, so I'm only going to need part of the kit. Those bits can go aside, and I'm going to add some colour to the door with an alcohol marker, which I've been using for most of the woodwork in this room, and then I will repeat the process with another door because I need 2 doors in my bar, and stick them together. And it is literally a case of sticking the bits on top of each other. So I'm going to go and do that off camera because, as I say, I've shown it before, and then I'm going to put them into position in the property. I have fitted the doors into the bar now, and I do like how this looks. I like the kind of wornness. Now I've also fitted the doors in the upper floor rooms simply because I'm going to do a bit of distressing inside, and I might as well do all the rooms at once. So I put the doors in place, and hopefully I've picked the right locations in relation to what furniture I've got to go in the room. I think I have, but we will see. Now with this being a bar, I do need it to look slightly worn, and obviously the ceilings in particular are far too clean. Now, anybody above a certain age, certainly in the UK, will remember pubs that had rooms that look like this, and they will also remember that the ceilings were never clean, because I'm talking about a time when people smoked inside, and you never had a white or cream ceiling. They were always brown or yellow. So I'm going to mix up some paint to make a wash. Now, I haven't got a single colour that I think is going to work. It's not as easy as using black, and I don't just want it to be brown. I do need it to have a sort of yellow tint. So what I've actually done is I've pulled out a yellow colour and a brown, and I'm going to mix some of them up together and see what I can create. I do have a little tub. I've bought some little tubs for mixing stuff up in, and I'll try and mix the colour I want, and then I will add water to it to thin it down to make the wash that I need to distress everywhere. So that's my next step, mixing paint. I have added now 2 layers of distressing. I've added a yellow layer, which you can really see in my attic room, which has gone from cream to looking quite dingy. That colour is actually like a good French mustard, quite a browny yellow shade, but it's come out quite yellow on the cream. And then I've gone over it with a brown watch for dirtying, and you can possibly see that on there. It's come out quite nicely around the door. I've done that on all my ceilings, so they've got that dingy, dirty look, and I have dirtied up everywhere. I'm probably going to add some more of the brown, but because it's a wet medium, because obviously it's paint and water mixed, I want to make sure that everything is actually dried out properly before I do that. But I am liking how this is coming together. I have also put into my bar area some shelves. These will be behind the bar structure when that is stuck in place, but for now this is going to do nicely. I do want to add some more details to those, some bottles and things. I want to add some bottles and such like glasses to the bar, but I've either got to purchase them or I've got to figure out the 3D printer that's sitting behind me. It's very definitely the elephant in the room. Now, I know how to use it, I just don't know how to set up the prints. If it's all set up on the card, I can actually do it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to stick my seats into position on this side, because I think this side of the pub is possibly done, apart from maybe a bottle or glass on one of the little tables. But I'm going to stick the seats in for now so that they're actually in place. And I think I'm actually going to start on some of the furniture for upstairs. Now, I am actually thinking that I'm going to buy another piece, which isn't available at the moment, so that's going to have to be accounted for and space left. But it was pointed out that what my bar was lacking was the old-fashioned upright piano. Now, I don't have room in the bar. I do have room in the club room upstairs. Now, this is kind of modelled on a pub at a living history museum not far from where I live, and their piano, when it's being used, is in the second room of the establishment. It's not in the bar. Actually, a lot of the time it spends out in sort of a rear corridor kind of area, out of the way. But that's why I'm thinking that I can get away with it in the club room upstairs. And because I haven't got a lot of furniture planned for in here, I think I can make that work. So I'm going to stick down my seats, which I've got here. You'll probably have seen in a previous video. Now I have actually altered it since I made it. I have stuck an extra piece of material in there to give that bit of back, but all that lot is then going to fit in to the one side. And I'm going to make up some furniture for upstairs. As I say, fairly simple. I want a piano, and there isn't one available at the moment. It's out of stock, so I will be keeping my eyes out for that. And yeah, I'm kind of liking it. It is the details that I'm struggling with though, and I always knew that was going to be the problem, and that is what has been holding me up on this, because this piece is crying out for details. And as of yet, I haven't really got my head around details at 1/48. Who can blame me, because yeah, they're tiny. To the people that furnish the 1/144th scale little doll's house for a doll's house, you have my utmost respect. I know I've built a building that's a little bit smaller than that, but this is small enough for details. I have built the furniture that I had purchased for the first floor club room, and my original plan was to keep this room simple. So I got a dresser because I want to put something on there that looks like there might possibly be trophies. Quite often these club rooms would be used for meetings by sports clubs, amateur sports clubs, and their trophies might be displayed. Even if those sports were what we'll call pub games, they'd have their trophies somewhere. So I did think that that could be used for that, and it's quite a substantial piece, this little dresser. This is the Petite Properties Welsh dresser, and I wanted it because it's fairly substantial, but it's not a set of shelves or anything like that, as I've put into my shop. So that was my sort of thought with that. And then I've got my table set up, which is a table with 2 benches and then 2 chairs to go at either end. The table and the benches aren't actually matching because the matching table wasn't available when I ordered everything. And I did consider replacing that with the refectory table. This is actually the little trestle table. Hang on, turn it up the right way for you. And then I could potentially use this elsewhere. I may still do this. I like the idea of using the trestle table. I've got an idea where I could do the trestle table, and now the trestle table's out of stock. So I may be ordering, I think it's the refectory table, but it's going to be about a similar size, so it should work with the same setup. Now this layout is actually going to give me the room that I need on the side to fit in a piano, but the piano is currently out of stock, so I'm probably going to hope that it will fit and fit everything else in the room. That's kind of what I'm thinking at the moment, and it is very much a okay, how can I do this? I need a number of smaller pieces for these lower 2 rooms, and I would like to get a room finished in here before I move upwards. Yeah, definitely need to get something finished before I move upwards. So yeah, that's where I'm at. I would show you in the space. I have set it up in the space, but with nothing being stuck in place. When I turn the house over, to bring this forward to that, everything will just go flying to the back wall. But I think you can see the, yeah, the dresser's going to go on this side of this door, this nice big space that I left for it there. I'm going to put the table in the sort of front and centre, and then hopefully leave room for the piano down that side. And then I'll have a nice little club room that could be used for, well, whatever they wanted. So that's where I'm at the moment. I'm not sure what, if anything else, I'm going to do yet. So I'm going to go and have a little think and maybe a little peruse on the internet. I went off and I had a look in my bead boxes, and I've made something that looks vaguely like some trophies. Now, there's actually 4 different kinds here. 2 of them are doubled up. Now, the silver ones on the lower shelf are literally just beads. I've used them as jars before. I put a little lid on them, but this time I've just used them as they are and made them a bit of a sort of trophy looking thing. Now, above them are actually a pair of sequins. I just covered up the holes in the sequins with a little punched circle of black card. Between them there is another circle of black card and a little pile of gold beads. I don't know what it's supposed to be. It doesn't really matter. It just looks like it might be a trophy. And then in the middle of the lower shelf, I've actually got a cup. Now, the cup is made from a rivety thing. I don't know exactly what it's called. I can't remember, but they are used. An eyelet, that's the one. It's an eyelet that you'd set into something to put maybe a string through or something like that, that's been just glued on to some more pieces of black card that I've punched out in circles and stacked up. And it's not ideal, but I think it works. This is probably the closest anyone is ever going to get to it, because I can now actually stick this in place in the back of the room, which is great because something else will actually be in situ, which, to be fair, at the moment I've got lots of bits that aren't in situ because I've got lots of small bits to mess with. I would possibly put some plates onto the like the countertop part of the dresser, so it looks like maybe there's been a meeting and they've had some refreshments. It depends, and I could probably do that with it in situ. I think I need to decide if I'm going to or not, don't I, and then I'll know what to do. But that sort of gives me my trophies, which is what I wanted, and I'm actually pleased to sort of leave this project at this stage again, because I've made some progress. The rooms are coming together, and hopefully the next time I get back to this, I can start putting the bar together a bit and then move further upstairs. I am hopefully going to find out what the measurements of the piano are, so I can just make sure I leave enough room. But I could get this in the other side, so that way in the room rather than that way. And I figure that no upright piano is going to be larger than the Welsh dresser, one would hope. I don't think a real piano would be larger than a Welsh dresser, so that's kind of where I'm at. So yeah, I can start putting this together. I hope you've enjoyed this video and the progress that I've made on my 1/48 scale project. I'm really liking how this is coming together, and I'm looking forward to finishing it. Although if I finish it, then I've got to decide which one I'm going to build next, and yeah, I've still got another 3, so still plenty of choices. If you have enjoyed this video, please like, comment and subscribe. It all helps my channel. And ring that notification bell so that YouTube will hopefully let you know when I put up another video. And until next time, bye.